All right, so thank you all very much for coming. As we did last year, we're going to begin with Ganesha Puja. And Puja is a word which means worship, and it also goes by the name of something called Upasana. And an Upasana means to sit near, literally. Asana, you all know what an asana is, of course, by now, I hope. And Upa means near, like Upanishad. So Upasana means to sit near and to make offerings. So now we're all sitting near each other, and now we're going to make offerings together. The offerings that we make when we do puja are an expression of gratitude. And it's said in the Yoga Shastras that gratitude is one of the highest things to have, and ingratitude, or being ungrateful, is to display or incur the greatest of sins. In fact, there's actually not a word for sin in Sanskrit. The word is papa, and it literally means a stain upon your consciousness. So to be ungrateful is to literally have this cloud or stain on your consciousness, which prevents you from seeing things clearly. So we're all gathered here today because of gratitude, our gratitude for Guruji and all the members of the Joyce family, Saraswati, Manju, Sharat, and Shimi, and we're grateful for all of our teachers. And even if we don't know or haven't had the chance to study with the Joyce family, we're grateful for everything that they've given us that has trickled down through all the various teachers that we have come in contact with. So we're here to express this collective gratitude. And the expression of gratitude through the offerings that we're doing create a particular mind space, which is when you are grateful and when you have gratitude, then it opens us to the potential for transformation. And transformation is indeed the crux of yoga. It is what we've come to yoga for, to transform ourselves and to uplift ourselves. So the things that we'll be doing with the puja, some of them will be chanting mantras, and a lot of the things will be symbolic gestures. And largely, it's been seen, even in cognitive psychology, that some of our most powerful communication are nonverbal. That 60 to 70% of our most powerful communications are nonverbal. And you can see when people give a particular facial expression or look at you in a way or have a body language or, peace sign, for example. This is very powerful. Black power. East Coast, whatever it might be. I'm from New York. This one you all know, you're from Hawaii. Okay, so we have all these gestures which are nonverbal and very powerful. So a lot of those will be used as well in the offerings. The power behind communication lies in intention. So a lot of the offerings that are done and that you're going to take part in are going to be engaging in that type of thing. At the end, we're going to give everyone a few flower petals, and you're going to come up here and throw them at the Ganesha as an offering as well. That might take a few minutes, but we'll do it quickly. Okay, the next thing is that everything that we do in our lives is based on ritual. All social interaction is based on ritual. So when we have personal rituals, we get up in the morning, we brush our teeth, we take a shower, we make our tea or coffee or whatever it is we like to drink in the morning, and we have this ritual which structures our day. We have greetings that we have with people, the way we say hello, the way we say goodbye, the way we do all these small little interactions are basically rituals which all human relationships and relationships with the world are based upon. This is sort of mundane interaction. So with puja, now what we're doing is we're taking this ritual and we are going to make the interaction that we have sacred so that we create a sacred space with the rituals we perform. There's still a type of procedure, just like our day is run by procedures, but we're lifting it up to a slightly higher level. Now Ganesha, as a deity, and another thing about Sanskrit is there's the word for deity is what we're calling, we say, oh, this is the deity of Ganesha, this is the deity of Hanuman. Actually what they're called is devas. And a deva is a being of shining light. And the devas are the guiding principles of the universe. So our universe is infinitely dynamic, and there are all these principles of nature and unseen principles which are structuring and keeping things in order. Which is why our biosphere, which is flying through space at 500 miles, per second, is staying on a particular trajectory in a particular course, and our bodies are operating with great intelligence, maintaining all the different functions, not because we're telling them to do so, but because there's a guiding principle which is supporting it. So in Sanskrit and in the Hindu tradition and in the Vedic tradition, these are called the devas, the beings of shining light, which are the underlying guiding principles which are supporting the dynamic universe and all the interactions within it. So this is what we're approaching when we do the puja. Ganesha is known as the Lord of Obstacles, the Lord of Wisdom. Of course, when we come up against obstacles, if we're able to bear them and go through them, then we learn something. We gain wisdom from it. He's also the Lord of Thresholds and Doorways. The reason he's the Lord of Thresholds is that he is symbolic of this crossing over of transformation. So anytime you come to a doorway, even though there's an invisible sort of boundary there, you're crossing from one room to another. And there's a particular word for a threshold in Sanskrit which is called a tirtha, which is a crossing over place, where you cross over from the mundane into the sacred. So whenever we do a ritual, whether it's personal or collective, what we're doing is we're creating a sacred space where we all enter into something together. We've come into a mundane situation, but by doing things in a particular way, we cross over and create a sacred space where we can begin to embody, for example, some of the Platonic ideals like love and truth and beauty and compassion and kindness and caring, understanding, etc., etc. So what we're doing here now today, not just with this puja, but with the entire confluence, is we are creating a tirtha of sorts, and we've come out from our mundane lives, and we're creating a situation by which we are listening to teachings and doing yoga practice and creating community and listening to each other. And through all of this, we create this energy which is crossing over into a sacred realm of practice and of caring and of strengthening the ideals that Guruji was imparting to us through practice. So we're going to start that off with this puja. All right, so the last thing I'm going to say is, before we begin, is that, well, as my rabbi said to me last year when we were in Sukkot, and I probably shouldn't be invoking my rabbi in the beginning of a Hindu ceremony, but that's how we roll in New York. The reason we do ritual is to invoke and feel the presence of God. So by actually doing ritual, we are invoking that presence. And the ritual that we're doing through this whole weekend is that same type of thing, but you don't have to call it God necessarily. You can call it happiness, you can call it joy, you can call it an inner sense of purpose. But the main thing that we're invoking through this crossing over is a feeling of gratitude for the community that we're creating with each other and that we're projecting out into the world by trying to live good lives and be good people. So all of this basically is a ritualized way of approaching gratitude and understanding, compassion, and feeling a sense of purpose. Okay? So that's all. So now let's start. Can everyone say Om? I mean, like you mean it? Just chant Om together, okay? Om. Okay. Now say Gam. Gana. Pataye. Namaha. Om. Gam. Gana. Pataye. Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Okay, this is the Bija mantra for Ganesha, and we're going to say it together before each of the 16 different offerings. So we're going to do some preliminary things now to sanctify the area, and then afterwards everyone's going to join in with the chanting together as we do the puja. You can all move a little bit closer. Everyone can Brahmanam Brahmanaspatahana Shrivannu Tivisi Dasadanam Mahaganapataye Namaha. Om Shrim Hrim Klim Glam Gam Ganapataye Varvarada Sarvadinam Heva Shamanaya Swaha. Om Prano Devi Saraswati Vaje Bhir Vajini Viti Dhinam Avitre Vatu Vagdevye Namaha. Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Shuklam Bharadaram Vishnu Shashivaranam Chaturbhujam Prasannavanam Dhyahe Sarva Vignopashante Deepsitarata Siddhyaratam Bhujito Yasurarapi
सर्वविघ्नश्चिते तस्मै श्रीमन्महागणाधिपतये नमो नमः। सर्वमङ्गलदातारा पार्वती परमेश्वरा गणेशस्कन्दसन्नित्या वन्दे वाञ्छितसिद्धये। यः शिवो नाम रूपाभ्यां या देवी सर्वमङ्गलातयो संस्मरणार्थं सर्वतो जयमङ्गलं तदेव लग्नं सिद्धिनं तदेव ताराबलं चन्द्रबलं तदेव विद्याबलं देवबलं तदेव लक्ष्मीपतेः घोरीपतेः अङ्घ्रियुगं स्मरामि। श्रीलक्ष्मीनारायणभ्यां नमः, उमामहेश्वरभ्यां नमः, वाणीहिरण्यगर्भाभ्यां नमः, सीतारामाभ्यां नमः, अरुन्धती विशिष्टाभ्यां नमः, शचीपुरन्दराभ्यां नमः, दुन्दुर्गायै नमः, गणपतये नमः, क्षेत्रफलायकाय नमः, वास्तुपुरुषाय नमः, मातृभ्यो नमः, पितृभ्यो नमः, गुरुभ्यो नमः, आचार्येभ्यो नमः, इष्टदेवताभ्यो नमः, कुलादेवताभ्यो नमः, ग्रामदेवताभ्यो नमः, स्थानादेवताभ्यो नमः, सर्वेभ्यो देवेभ्यो नमः, सर्वाभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः। करिष्यमानः श्रीमहागणपति पूजकर्म प्रारम्भकाले स्मुहूर्तमस्ति भवन्तो ब्रुवन्तो सुमुहूर्तमस्तु। आगमार्थं तु देवानां गमनार्थं तु रक्षसाम् अदागन्धारवन् पूर्वे देवताह्वानलक्षणम् इति गन्तनादं कृत्वा. That verse says, with the ringing of the bell, may all the divine forces come and be present, and may all the inimical forces please go somewhere else during the duration of this puja. Okay, now we're going to do the sankalpa, which is the statement of intent. So everyone who's holding flowers in your hand, please cover it with your left hand. Put it on your right knee. Om Amopata Samastadritакshadvara Shri Parameshwara Prityaratam Mama Sukhatam Bhanam Smitranam Kshemastarya Dharya Dhirya Vijaya Abhaya Ayusha Ayurarogya Abhivridyaratam Dharmarata Kama Moksha Chaturvida Palupurusharata Siddhyaratam Mama Grahe Alakshmi Nivaranaratam Putra Patra Dhanadanyadi Abhivridyaratam Samastapi Dhanivaranaratam Adhyatmika Adi Bhaudika Adi Devika Tapatra Nivaranaratam Chintita Manoratha Siddhyaratam. Om Asyam Shukitito Dhyana Bhakti Vairagya Siddhyaratam Maitri Karuna Bhutita Upeksha Chaturvida Samsara Beshaja Avaptyaratam Sarva Bhuteshu Adroha Anugraha Tata Dhanam Iti Dharmasya Trivida Angani Pridhyaratam Indriya Nigraha Siddhyaratam Swasadana Siddhyaratam Asman Shukitito. Okay, everyone can repeat after me. Asmin Yoga Shalayam Vidyarthinam Adyo Pakanam Cha Mahaganapati Anukulya Dwarena Yoga Siddhyaratam Shri Mahaganapati Puja Aradhanam Karishe. So this is a statement of intent. There's a lot of things that came before it that very roughly and briefly said, because I know it's going to get cold soon. For the removal of all the stains upon my consciousness, I do this puja. For long life, for good health, for all my friends and all my family. Long life, good health, vitality, abundance, etc., etc. Many different things came. I'll just cut to the end of it, which is what you all said. Okay, so now what we're doing is we're creating within this, within the hotel, a space where we'll do yoga. So what does shala mean? Shala means a room or a hall. So we're going to be creating a yoga shala. So he said, Asman Yoga Shalayam. Within this yoga shala, may all the vidyarthinam, may all the students, and all the adyopakanam cha, all of the teachers, anukulya dwarena yoga siddhyaratam, receive the blessings that will come through these doors with Ganesha for the perfection of our yoga practice. Okay, so this is a statement of intent. We're doing this puja so that within this yoga shala, all the students and all the teachers, may we be blessed with success in our yoga practice and perfection in the yoga practice. Om, peace, peace, peace. Om. Now the sanctification of the water. Kalashasya mukhe vishnuhu kante rutra samasritaha mule tatra stito brahma madhye matrapana smritaha kukshatu sagara sarve sapta dvipa vasundara rigvejutu yajurveda samavedo hitarvanangaishta saita sarve kalashintu samasritaha Atra Gayatri Savitri Shanti Pushti Kiri Tata Gange Chai Mani Chaiva Godavari Saraswati Narmade Sindhu Kaveri Jaleesmin Sannidham Guru Gangadi Sarvatirtebhyo Namo Namaha Shankam Chandrarkadhaivastam Dharanam Chadidevatam Vriste Prajapati Vidyat Agre Ganga Saraswati Om Panchajanyaya Vidmahe Pavamanaya Dhimahi Tanna Shankara Prachodayat Om Hrim Namah Shivaya Shankaracharya Namaha Devasya Trivaram Murni Puja Pakaranani Proksha Atmanakam Proksha. Now the invocation of Ganesh. We've made a Ganesh here out of turmeric. Turmeric is purifying in nature, and also it's anti-inflammatory, which is good for yogis. So now we're going to do the invocation to invite the presence of Ganesh to be with us while we do the worship. Om Adarashaktiye Namaha Mula Prakritye Namaha Adi Kurmaya Namaha Anantaya Namaha Yoga Pitatmane Namaha Om Namo Bhagavate Sarvabhutatmane Sakaguna Shakti Yoga Sanyuktaya Shri Mahaganpataye Namaha Suvarnapitam Kalpayami Swatma Samstamajam Shutam Tvam Adya Gananayaka Aranyamiva Habhyasham Murtava Havayamyam Om Bhorbhuva Suvarom Sashakti Sangha Saida Savahana Sapirivara Sarvalangar Bhushida Shimahagradam Atra Avahayishe Avahito Bhava Samstapito Bhava Sannihito Bhava Sannirudo Bhava Sanmukho Bhava Avakuntito Bhava Vyapto Bhava Prasida Prasida Om Yekadandaya Vidmahe Vakratundaya Dhimahi Tanno Dandi Prachodayat Om Yekadandaya Vidmahe Vakratundaya Dhimahi Tanno Dandi Prachodayat Om Yekadandaya Vidmahe Vakratundaya Dhimahi Tanno Dandi Prachodayat Om Ganakarishi Nisaragayatri Sandaha Shimaha Ganapati Devta Glambilam Bhim Shakti Grum Srilakam Shimaha Ganatam Avahayami Stapayami Pujayami Amangushtabhyamna Hrimdarajibhyamna Hrumanjivabhyamna Amanamikabhyamna Hrimkanishtigabhyamna Hrimkaratalagarvistabhyamna Am Hridaya Namaha Hrim Shrise Swaha Hrim Shkevisha Am Kapachayam Hrim Netratrayavasya Hrumastrayavasya Bhurvasubramajiti Bandaha Dhyanam Bija Purgadekshu Karma Karja Chikrapa Chikpasho Palabri Hikrasa Vishana Kalasha Projat Karamborvaha Ye Hulvaya Sabadmakara Studlat Puja Vishvotpati Vipati Sanskritkaro Vigneshistara Tadaha Lambrate Vyatmane Gandam Dharayami Kamakashatmane Puspai Pujami Himvayuratmane Dupamagrapami Ramagniratmane Deepam Sandarashmi Vam Amritatmane Amritamahane Vedam Nivedayami Sarvopachar Pujam Samarpayami Swamin Sarva Jagannatha Yavat Puja Pasanakam Tavatvam Prati Bhavena Bimbesmin Sannidhyam Guru Prana Pratishtapayami. Now together. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Dhyayami Dhyanam Samarpayami. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Avahayami. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Jalita Simhasanam Samarpayami. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Padayopadim Samarpayami. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Sturgyam Samarpayami. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Ketriyachmaniyam Samarpayami. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Maha Abhishekam Karishye. Om Apohishta Maya Bhuvastana Urje Dadatana Mahirana Chakshase Yova Shivatamorasastasya Bhajayate Hanaha Sutiriva Mataraha Tasmarangamama Voyasya Kshaya Jinvata Apo Janayata Chanaha Shudotakasnanam Samarpayami Achmaniham Samarpayami Om Ganganapataye Namaha Strotariyam Aratam Akshatani Samarpayami Om Ganganapataye Namaha Yajñopavitam Samarpayami Om Ganganapataye Namaha Paranaratam Akshatani Samarpayami Om Ganganapataye Namaha Dharayami Om Ganganapataye Namaha Gandasyo Pariharidra Kumkumam Samarpayami Om Ganganapataye Namaha Malikam Samarpayami Om Ganganapataye Namaha Puspai Pujayami. We'll offer the 108 names of Ganesh, offering flowers. So Tim, would you like to offer flowers for each of the names? Every time you hear a Namaha, just offer a flower. Om Vigneshaయ Namaha, Vishwavardhaya Namaha, Vishwachakshushe Namaha, Jagaprabhave Namaha, Hiranyarupaya Namaha. Vishwavardhaya Namaha, Vishwachakshushe Namaha, Jagaprabhave Namaha, Hiranyarupaya Namaha, Sarvatmakaya Namaha, Jnanarupaya Namaha, Janmanaya Namaha, Urdhvaretse Namaha, Mahabahave Namaha, Neyaya Namaha, Nitivikramaya Namaha, Vedavedaya Namaha, Mahakalaya Namaha, Vidyanidaya Namaha, Namaya Sarvatmaya Namaha, Sarvadaya Namaha, Shantaya Namaha, Chidishwaraya Namaha, Vishwavardhaya Namaha, Vishwachakshushe Namaha, Jagaprabhave Namaha, Hiranyarupaya Namaha, Sarvatmakaya Namaha, Jnanarupaya Namaha, Chidanmanaya Namaha, Urdhvaretse Namaha, Mahabahave Namaha, Ameyaya Namaha, Nitivikramaya Namaha, Vedavedaya Namaha, Mahakalaya Namaha, Vidyanidaya Namaha, Anamaya Namaha, Sarvatmaya Namaha, Sarvagaya Namaha, Shantaya Namaha, Chiteshwaraya Namaha, Vigadadhuraya Namaha, Vishwamurtaya Namaha, Meyatmane Namaha, Vishwadaraya Namaha, Sanatanaya Namaha, Samagaya Namaha, Satvadaraya Namaha, Suradishaya Namaha, Samasta Sakshine Namaha, Nirdvandvaya Namaha, Nirlokaya Namaha, Mohavidishramaya Namaha, Nirmalaya Namaha, Punyaya Namaha, Kamadaya Namaha, Kantinaya Namaha, Kamarupine Namaha, Kamaposhine Namaha, Kamalakshaya Namaha, Gajananaya Namaha, Sumukaya Namaha, Sharmadaya Namaha, Musikadipavanaya Namaha, Shudaya Namaha, Dirgatundaya Namaha, Shripataya Namaha, Anantaya Namaha, Mohavarjitaya Namaha, Vakratundaya Namaha, Shurvakaranaya Namaha, Paramaya Namaha, Yogishaya Namaha, Yogadamne Namaha, Apadandre Namaha, Yegadandaya Namaha, Kapilaya Namaha, Gajakarantkaya Namaha, Lambodhanaya Namaha, Mahagrivaya Namaha, Sharanyaya Namaha, Siddhisenaya Namaha, Siddhavedaya Namaha, Karunaya Namaha, Bhagavate Namaha, Vigaraya Namaha, Vikitaya Namaha, Kapilaya Namaha, Dhundirajaya Namaha, Ugraya Namaha, Bhimodhanaya Namaha, Shubhaya Namaha, Ganadekshaya Namaha, Ganeshaya Namaha, Ganarajaya Namaha, Gananayakaya Namaha, Jyoti Swarupaya Namaha, Bhutatmane Namaha, Dhumraketave Namaha, Anukulya Namaha, Kumaragurave Namaha, Anandaya Namaha, Hedambaya Namaha, Vedastutaya Namaha, Naga Yagyopavitine Namaha, Dhuradarshaya Namaha, Bala Durvankriya Namaha, Balachandraya Namaha, Vishwadatane Namaha, Shivaputraya Namaha, Leela Sevidaya Namaha, Puranaya Namaha, Paramansundaraya Namaha, Vignatakharaya Namaha, Sindhura Varadantaya Namaha, Vibhave Namaha, Pratama Pujitaya Namaha, Divyapadarjaya Namaha, Bhaktamandaraya Namaha, Shurmahaya Namaha, Ratnasamahasana Namaha, Manikundlamanditaya Namaha, Bhaktakyanavana Kalaya Namaha, Kumaragurave Namaha, Sahasrashushne Namaha, Mahaganapadaye Namaha, Shri Siddhi Vinayaka Swamine Namo Namaha, Nana Vida Parimala Patra Pushpani Samarpayami, Om Dashangam Gugalam Dupam Sugandhasyam Manoharam, Agraya Sarvadevanam Dhupo Yam Vratikrishyitam Dhupam Agrapayami. Om Sajam Trivarati Sanyuktam Bhanina Yojitam Maha Grahana Mangalam Deepam Trailokya Timirabham Om Gangarapadaye Namaha Deepam Sandarshayami Dupadipanantaram Akshmaniyam Samarpayami Bhurvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo yo na prachodayat Satyam Bharatena Prishinchami Om Amritamastu Amritopastranamasi Swaha Om Pranaya Swaha, Apanaya Swaha, Abhyanaya Swaha, Uddanaya Swaha, Samanaya Swaha, Brahmane Swaha, Gangarpadaye Namaha, Mahanevedam Nivedayami, Naivedyanandaram Shudachmaniham Samarpayami. Om Ganganapadaye Namaha, Mahanevedam Nivedayami, Pudiphalasmayakam Nagavali Bhadarati, Karpuram Akshuram Samikam Thambulam Pratyarishishami. Om Ganganapadaye Namaha, Thambulartam Akshitani Samarpayami, Hiranyagarbhagarbhastam Hemabijam Vivapaso Anantapunyapaladam Atashanti Prechime. Om Ganganapadaye Namaha, Svaranapushpam Artham Dakshinam Samarpayami. Okay. So now we've done the 15 of the 16 steps of the worship. The 108 names is one of the main portions. We went through it a little quickly because I'm under a time pressure. Normally we need 4 hours to do this. Carol asked me to do it in 14 minutes. So now we're going to do the 108 names. Is the universe is infinite in its dynamism, and the qualities of the universe are also infinite. So symbolically, there are 108 names, or 1,008 names given to all the different devas, which symbolize the different qualities of the universe. So now we're going to do the Mangala Arati, which is the waving of the lights. As the devas are the beings of light, we'll wave light around Ganesha, symbolic of his overarching, all-encompassing brightness. And then after the lights are waved, then you symbolically hold your hands up towards the flame and then touch your eyes, which is where we see light through. Okay? So we can all stand up for this, and then after that, we're going to quickly walk around and give everyone, actually what we're going to do is what we're going to do. We're going to wave the lights, and then
I'm feeling that the flowers, giving everyone flowers might be a little complex. How about, does everyone agree if we just offer the flowers by your proxy? Show of hands, it's okay?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And then, after the Arati, the final Visarjana will be done, which is the releasing of the presence of Ganesh. And then we're going to take the small turmeric Ganesha, and we're all going to walk to the bay chanting Om Ganganapataye Namaha. And we're going to offer the turmeric Ganesh into the bay. It's a very small amount of turmeric, so it won't pollute the bay, don't worry. And it's totally ecologically sound. In fact, it's going to make the fish very healthy. And what this is symbolic of is that we have invited Ganesh to be present. We've invoked him into this elemental form, and then we're going to release him back to the elements to bless all of nature as well as us. Okay? Om Namo Vratapataye Namo Ganapataye Namah Pramatapataye Namaste Sulambodharaya Ekadandaya Vigna Vinashine Shiva Sutaya Sri Varadamurtaye Namo Namaha Ekadandaya Vidmahe Vakratandaya Dhimahi Tanno Dandi Prachodayat. And together 3 times. Om Ganganapataye Namaha Om Ganganapataye Namaha Om Ganganapadaye Namaha Shamahaganapadaye Namaha Mangaladipartikyam Sandarshayami Niranjanamanantaramachmaniham Samartpayami Raksharaksham Dharayami Om Dhata Purastagimujajahara Shakra Pravidwan Vriti Shastithasraha Samevam Vidwan Amrita Yabhavati Nanyapandhahainai Vidyati Yopam Pushpam Veda Pushpavan Bhrajavan Pashuman Bhavati Chandrama Apam Pushpam Pushpavan Bhrajavan Pashuman Bhavati Yevam Veda Yopam Aitanam Veda Aitanavan Bhavati. Agnirva Apam Aitanam Aitanavan Bhavati Yognir Aitanam Veda Aitanavan Bhavati Apova Agnir Aitanam Aitanavan Bhavati Ya Evam Veda Yopam Aitanam Veda Aitanavan Bhavati Vayurva Apam Aitanam Aitanavan Bhavati Yo Vayur Aitanam Veda Aitanavan Bhavati Apova Agner Aitanam Aitanavan Bhavati Ya Evam Veda Yopam Aitanam Veda Aitanavan Bhavati Sovetpannapam Aitanam Aitanavan Bhavati Yomushatapata Aitanam Veda Aitanavan Bhavati Apova Mushatapata Aitanam Aitanavan Bhavati Evam Veda Yopam Aitanam Veda Aitanavan Bhavati Chandrama Vapam Aitanam Aitanavan Bhavati Chandramasa Aitanam Veda Aitanavan Bhavati Apohe Chandramasa Aitanam Aitanavan Bhavati Evam Veda Yopam Aitanam Veda Aitanavan Bhavati Nakshatrani Vapam Aitanam Aitanavan Bhavati Yo Nakshatranam Aitanam Veda Aitanavan Bhavati Apohe Nakshatranam Aitanam Aitanavan Bhavati Evam Veda Yopam Aitanam Veda Aitanavan Bhavati Samvatsaro Vapam Aitanam Aitanavan Bhavati Samvatsarasya Aitanam Veda Aitanavan Bhavati Apohe Samvatsarasya Aitanam Aitanavan Bhavati Evam Veda Yo Opjana Vamrati Sitam Veda Pratyevatishtati Rajari Raja Prasaya Sahini Namo Bhaimbaihi Sarvanai Kurmahi Same Kaman Kama Kamai Mahyam Kameshwaro Vai Sarvano Dadatu Kuberai Vai Sarvanaya Maharajaya Namaha Om Yekadanda Vidmahi Vakradanda Dhimahi Tanno Dandi Prachodayat Ishana Sarva Vidyanam Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Brahmadipatir Brahmanodipatir Brahma Shivo Me Astu Sada Shivo. Okay, and then with good wishes for everyone here and for all beings everywhere, offer your flowers. Ganesha. And then we chant the concluding mantra. First asking for forgiveness for anything that we might have done wrong, or any lapse of attention, or any lapse of devotion, or any mantras that I mispronounced. Om mantrahinam kriyahinam bhaktihinam janardhanaya pratam tamaya deva paripurnam dadastute anena maitritena pujaradhanena bhagavan sarvatmaka shri mahaganapatihi suprithas prasanno varado bhavatu. Om mantrahi om praiskistani seshani tapakarmatmakani vai yani tesham seshanam shri krishna anusmaranam bharam krishnaya namaha krishnaya namaha krishnaya namaha aparada sahasrani kriyante harnishamaya dasoham iti mammatva kshamasva gananayakaha. Om. Everyone knows this one, we can chant together. Swasti prajabhyah paripalayantam nyayena margena mahimsaha O brahmanebhyah shubhamastu nityam loka samasta sukhino bhavantu kale varashtu parajanyah prithivim sasyashalinim deshoyam sabraito brahmana santu nirbhayah putra putrina santu putrina adana sadana santu jivantu sharadam shatam kayena vacha manasandrirvat Vidyatmana va prakrito subhavat karomi adyat sakalam parasmai narayana yeti samarpayami om tat sata krishnar paramastu. So that last verse says kayena vacha manasandrirvad, what any action that I perform with my body, my speech, kayena vacha, my mind, my intellect, my sense organs, or my inner sense of self, I offer all of those actions and all the results of those actions to the supreme guiding principle of the universe. Then I'm going to say, Bolo Mahaganapati Bhagavan Ki, and then everyone's going to yell Jai as loud as you can, and they should hear you all the way up to LA and down to Mexico, which I hear is only 10 minutes away. Abhayangara Mahaganapati Bhagavan Ki Jai! So now we're going to chant Om Ganganapataye Namaha together. We're going to walk down to the bay. We're going to offer the Ganesh into the bay. Then what happens? And then we're going to eat. Okay. Great. Okay, thank you all very much for your patience and attention and participation. Here we go. Om Ganganapataye Namaha. 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 Ganapataye Namaha. Om 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 Ganapataye Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Where's Tim? Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. 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 Abhayankar Mahaganapati Bhagavan ki Jai! Mahaganapati Bhagavan ki Jai! So as we bless nature, may nature bless us, and may Ganesh remove all obstacles on our path and grant success for all of our undertakings. Abhayankar Mahaganapati Bhagavan ki Jai! Bon appetit!